All right, let's get to our bets. First, what is your marathon?
So I went an interesting route because we have done like nothing with baseball like at all this year. But
Don't worry, I have baseball coming.
since this is the final week of the baseball season, final weekend, I decided to dip my toe into the water a little bit. Now, obviously, I was trying to find the lines for the final two games that I did for this 3-day marathon. They're not out yet, so I'm simply going based off of pitching matchups, and so I went tonight. Twins hosting the Reds. Twins are like 23-5 at home, and the Reds are under 500 on the road. So I'm taking the Twins to cover. They're favored by a run and a half. So I'm taking Twins minus 1.5 tonight. Marlins and the Yankees tomorrow at noon, featuring two pitchers who have combined ERAs of 12. So I am taking the over. Your boy's taking the over for that game tomorrow. I don't care what it's at. I think it's going to be exceeded.
I love it.
And then final game Sunday. Final game on Sunday, Twins and Reds. This pitching matchup features Sonny Gray and Rich Hill. Both have pitched well. Both are they're off-speed guys that really frustrate you, so the pace really slows down. So I'm taking the under in that game. I don't care what it's at.
I love it. My marathon bet, like I said before, is going to be the Heat +6, 5.5 on TCU, 20. It's a marathon teaser, so 20 on Mississippi State and +6 for the Packers. So that's my marathon bet. What is your cross-sport palooza, Seth?
Oh, I got a good one. So, hockey tonight, Tampa Bay and Dallas. Tampa Bay got the win because they got their best player back for like 3 minutes in Game 3. He did score.
So when you don't bet on them, that's when they win.
Yeah, he did score.
Come on, Tampa. He's been cheering for you all season.
They won 5-2. Dallas is 1.5 goal dogs in this game. Obviously, the Lightning looked really, really good. They led 5-1 after 2 periods and just kind of cruised. I think this game is much closer. It's an easy decision for me. I feel like when a team is underdogs by over a goal, because there are so many overtime games, and so I'm taking Dallas to cover. I think Tampa Bay wins, but I think it's going to be in overtime fashion here tonight. So I'm taking Dallas as underdogs to start the multi-sport. Then tomorrow, I am taking Kentucky and Auburn. My squad is back in action. Auburn is favored by 7.5. I take them to cover. I'm going with a little NFL action on Sunday. Detroit and Arizona. Arizona by 5.5. I'm taking them to cover. Monday Night Football. This is going to be one of the games of the year. I love it. Kansas City at Baltimore. I'm taking Kansas City to cover. They are 3.5-point underdogs.
I love it. All right, so for my cross-sport palooza, I have the Twins tonight against the Reds. Now, this is not only the start of this parlay. I'm parlaying all these money lines together, but this is also to win my season-long bet on the Twins over for wins, which was at 35. They're at 35-22. They have this series against the Reds after just crushing Detroit to now get over that mark and win me my bet. After they start out, 20-10, and I thought this was going to be a walk in the park. They have somehow managed to do everything possible to try not to get me these 16 wins. But we're here at the cusp of the end of the season. The Reds are good, but they're going to be, like you said, at home. That's a great place for the Twins to be. Please just win me this game. Help me with this parlay and get me that 36 wins. Let's go, baby. That's the first part of this. Second, we have LSU and Alabama. Like I said, I think LSU is going to come out a little slow because of all the losses, both due to COVID sit-outs and that left to the draft last year. But I still think they beat Mississippi State. That's why I have their money line. And then Alabama against Missouri. Alabama always wins these games. These are heavy favorites, but we were able to balance that out because for some weird reason the Packers are actually dogs on the road against New Orleans. And I have the Cardinals in there against Detroit as well. That is a parlay that gets you 5-1 on your money, and it is my Cross Sport Palooza. All right.
Oh, my Lord.
Bet your life on it. What are you betting?
I'm going with a little NBA action tomorrow night, Denver and the Lakers. It's pretty simple. When Denver's down 3-1 in a series, what do? They win. So I am taking Denver +6. Now, key distinction here. I am taking Denver to cover, not necessarily to win. I'm taking them to cover that +6.
You like a tight game. You like a tight game.
I like a tight game, and so I'm thinking Denver will at least keep it close. So
I love that we're on opposite sides of this.
I'm kind of trying to save myself a little bit from some embarrassment by just flat out saying that Denver will win. I think Denver covers.
All right, this time I have this as my bet my life, not my no sweat wager, because last week I had the Chiefs and the Packers, and while that won, I was definitely sweating. I was sweating my ass off during that Chargers-Chiefs game. Herbert coming out slinging like he was still at Oregon. So this week I have my bet my life on it. Packers, Chiefs, money line. Again, they're actually both dogs and both on the road against the Ravens and the Saints. I like that bet a lot because you get really good value on two teams that are probably going to be in their conference championships again this year. So that is my bet your life on it. Bet. What is your no sweat wager? And will we actually not sweat betting this, Seth?
Oh no, there's no way. There's no way I won't sweat this. I think I've come with a common.
Seth consistently sweats out all of his bets. He has no confidence in any of them.
I can't even count the amount of water weight that I've lost with all of these bets. Like it's crazy. But
all right, hit me with it.
I'm kind of going with a little bit of a theme here, in that my no sweat bet is like big college football spreads. And so I'm going a little bit off the beaten path here, not a team that I normally would pick, but I'm going Georgia and Arkansas here this weekend. And Georgia's favored by
already losing this bet.
Georgia's favored by 27.5. Arkansas, not great. So I'm going Georgia because let's keep this in mind. It's early in the season. And so Georgia doesn't have that like debilitating loss yet. They usually look pretty good to start off the year. So I'm going with Georgia to cover that 27.5 point spread. And honestly, I think at least for the first couple weeks of the season, they're going to make it look easy. So then people are like, hey, maybe Georgia should be in the conversation at the end of the year. Then it gets to like 3/4 of the way through the year and they lose to an unranked. It's like clockwork.
That is Georgia football. We know what mine is. It's the Titans. The Vikings don't scare me.
No.
The Vikings don't scare me. I had the Colts last week too. The Vikings don't scare me. I'm sorry. Derrick Henry is going to blaze through that line without Barr up there, without Hunter. And on offense, they don't have anything figured out.
No, they don't. Is there any way the Vikings hold the Titans under like 600 yards in this game?
I don't think so. Tannehill actually looks really good.
I think the only way that doesn't happen is if Tennessee just starts running the ball at will, which they're going to try to do anyway, and then they literally run out of time to get that much yardage. But
it could be like a 20-3 type game, but Derrick Henry has like 250 yards.
Yeah, it's gonna end up being like 28-10 or
just churning out yards.
Yeah.
Just 160 yards, and the time of possession is like 3-1 in favor of the Titans.
Who knows? Maybe it's another 41 donut. Let's see, I guess.
All right. Let's get to the weekend. I'm fidgety. I've been bouncing all over the place. I'm ready for my bets to go. I'm ready for the weekend. It's been a long-ass week. That's all I got for you.
That's the perfect spot to end it. So hit me again. We will we'll keep track of our bets here throughout the weekend, see how things go, and, of course, we'll do this again next week. But until then, Colton, happy betting, and hit me again. We'll return next week.
I'm cramping.